So good morning. This Monday we already have this question. And of course you have your own answers. Therefore, let me go to the next one. Now this one, so finish. And this one, if you don't have the file, you can scan the current QR code to check the file. And this file that you have the self-assessment. And this kind of self-assessment talking about levels of CEFR. And before you check this, then you mention anyone you were asked to have the test for CEFR. Anyone you have the label? If no, okay, that's okay. You can check the file. So then you have 5 minutes to check which your label. If we talk about speaking and listening, this one. So up to now, anyone failed to have the file on your cell phone? Already, right? I will show the file as well. This one. Maybe later we will have speaking first or listening first, but I just check listening ability and the speaking ability of your CEFR label. And you can check. We have three possible labels. I mean, we have 6 for sure, but right now I gotta have this one. Here we have A1 and A2, they are basic labels. So it doesn't mean, oh, okay, you have A, so great. No, they are the basic label, A1 and A2. And you can check, so first of all, you can check listening for sure. And the B1 a bit better. Therefore, we call they are independent users. And the highest one should be C1 and C2. So at least, lowest one should be A, highest one should be C. Alright, so this is a CEFR label for English. So allow you to check for 5 minutes. And of course, I ask you to check listening and speaking. Speaking, maybe you just focus on the one. Interaction, right? You can check that file. Can you see the file? If you cannot see the file, raise your hands. It doesn't mean this one. I mean your own cell phone to see the file. Now you have 5 minutes to check which level you think you belong to. And meanwhile, in fact, you can have the discussion with your possible members. This time, maybe not set already, but I try to have some possible arrangement for this. So you can keep checking. So good one here. And feel free to discuss with your members currently. And I assume maybe you will have 7 to 8. After checking the total number of enrolling students, I think it should be 7 to 8. And here, good one. And how to have a good one, maybe here. 2, 4, 6, and 8. So good one here. All right, maybe you can move to this side. Yeah. And good too. So some of you. And good 3. Good 3. So you can keep checking, but try to have the possible groups. In the future, we try to use this way to have the possible arrangement. So group 1, I don't know, we will rotate every 3 weeks. So currently, it doesn't mean we have the fixed one. And group 4. Group 4 maybe something over here. 2. And group 5. Group 6. And group 7, we have the horizontal one. And 2, 5, 4 to have a 7. This one. 7, so can you move here? And finally, it should be group 8. Alright, so try to form the possible groups. I think maybe 8 group members. 8 groups to have the discussion. So maybe you still can have the discussion with your neighbors within the groups. So in the future, you just feel free if we have the discussion. Right? And this time, maybe I don't ask you to follow the principle to form the groups. Right? We have 4 rules there. But currently, I just want to let you feel. In the future, we have a group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Oh, sorry, 6 and 7, 8. All right, so that's it. And maybe we still have a few seconds. All right, so up to now, can you identify which level of your speaking and listening? Up to now, yes. Raise your hands. Okay, if yes, right now I want to know your real status. This one. So first of all, yes, I ask you to show me your listening. And again, we use whole article. So then you have 2 minutes to finish your feedback. Oh, sorry. As I know, some of you let me know you are the native speaker. So native speaker should be level C1 and C2. So try to reflect the fact if you are a native speaker. So not finished? Finished for all of you, right? So this is the listening. Yeah, for the normal situation, we should have a B2. Alright, so let me continue to the next one. So it's okay for the current one, right? Even some of you fail to let me know this, that's okay. And for speaking, I don't just focus on interaction. Alright, it doesn't mean you should have the production label. So at least focus on interaction, therefore this one. If you still want to scan here. And keep in mind, which label you select, you selected for the future group formation. Alright, if you think, okay, you have a C1 and C2, of course, you are good at speaking or listening, and specifically focusing on speaking for the group formation, because we'll ask you to have the presentation passively. And if you know which label, perhaps you can try to share with your member and try to have the different label within their groups. Well, speaking, maybe some of you feel shy, so just, okay, at least right now we have near 10% for C2. Yeah, I know, most of you think if you push me to speak, well, I don't want to do that. So currently the percentage associated with A1, more than 30%. It doesn't matter, just follow your way. But we have a few rounds of practice. So then I think you will be familiar with the way to deliver your content. Someone like speaking here, right? And for you, you have your own way to practice. And of course, most of Taiwanese, you may think, oh, okay, are we serious? Yes, we are serious. So that's why up to now, maybe no Chinese from me. But sometimes I have a big Chinese. It doesn't mean we try to shift to have a bit higher percentage. I know for your calculus, the actual, let me know, maybe 50-50. But I think the requirement by the school, the university, should be more than 80. Alright, so I didn't know that one. But possibly I try to have the percentage a bit higher than 80. Alright, sometimes I may know some key terms in Chinese, but up to now, it doesn't mean we have the technical content. So that's why I still use English to let it have the content delivery. Alright, so also, right? Well, you are so shy, so if you are asked to speak, maybe you still have a concern. Well, I know that one doesn't matter. But in the future, if you have the chance to practice, try to grasp the chance to speak, right? So this is the serious one, to let you know your label. Even you don't have any test to know your exact label of CEFR. But this one, it's really easy to have the self-assessment. Alright, so I think in the future, just follow the reference label. And also you can check, after the whole semester, can you improve your ability of speaking? I guess maybe yes. As for listening, yeah, it should be, you can improve a bit. It doesn't mean a lot, but at least a bit. Well, of course, if you want to refer to the current subtitles, that's fine. If you don't think so, okay, that one cannot let me have the exact information. You want to ignore the current subtitles. Yes, it's okay if you can totally understand what I talk to you, that's fine. If you still want to rely on this, that's okay, you can refer to this password, even a bit delayed. And this semester, maybe I cannot let you have the cell phone to scan the QR code, and so that we have the present live. Maybe Microsoft tried to change the service to be provided, so this time I cannot find present live or live presentation. So this semester, no chance for you to scan the QR code to have the live presentation. All right, so this one. And finally, I still want to know this, your nationality. And nationality, yes, it's a possible reference for your group formation, right? Of course, I try to ask foreigners to stay in different groups. Of course, you should check that one. Oh, this is the first time for me to see someone from Mexico. Fantastic. Germany, France. I know some of students from France. Sure. Oh, China. Maybe for a long time. I cannot see. And Hungary, fine. At least, yes, it's true. Most of you are from Taiwan. That's correct. Costa Rica. Oh, yeah, my first time to see Costa Rica. Taiwan and ROC. Some are being, okay, I don't want to use Taiwan. That's okay, I want to use ROC. That's fine. So finish. Alright, so for all of you, you should understand we have most of our students from Taiwan. That says maybe they have some possible problem in language. Maybe for some of international students, similar situation. But I think for most of Taiwanese, if I use the current past, some of them still feel okay. It should be slow down. However, for the normal content delivery, I still use the current past possible. But sometimes if I talk about the technical part and then I try to speak slowly. Alright, so how foreigner can understand, sometimes I should take care of the possible listening ability for Taiwanese. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, at least this one. For some of you, you should understand, oh, okay, some from France, Germany, Mexico, Indonesia, Costa Rica, Hungary, and this one. Oh, I should check it. Which country? My first time to see that. So, who you come from this country? Okay, sorry, I will check it later. Well, after now, I think you know the possible style of the lecture. However, up to now, it seems to be I almost speak, and you don't have the chance to speak. Well, for some situation, no. So you can check this one, and feel free to check the time instance data. So this one, that you have 3 minutes to check. Alright, after checking, then I will go through the video quickly. And for the video, actually, we have many activities there. So it is not the real situation as well. However, we may have, I guess, 80% of lecturing and 20% of activities. So you can check the possible form of, maybe possible way of activity. So go and check it, 3 minutes. So you can check your video first, and later I will go through those videos quickly. And so that we can avoid a noisy sound from the video. Friends? Okay. Alright, so I think I already have the video viewing first, and I go through quickly. So lecturing here, and even is at the cost of the current one. I'm not sure. The sound cannot reach you. So that's why I let you check. And I just move on to the possible one. And of course, you know, we have a Paul algebra. Alright, so up now, everything's okay with the Paul algebra. About Paul algebra, in fact, you can install the app on your cell phone. If we have any activity, you will receive the automatic alert, then you can use that app to respond directly. So all of this about Paul algebra. And in fact, we have the discussion for sure. And for the current class, we have the smaller size. And I mean, for the current video, we have the smaller size of classroom. And right now, maybe we have, it doesn't mean the medium one, we have a larger one. And a larger one, then I expect to have 8 groups. And each group, each time we should have 7 to 8 members. Alright, and maybe next week you can try to follow my principle of group formation, so that we can have the proper size for each group. Even for each group, if I have some activity, I still expect you to have your answer on the possible system. Specifically, I will ask you to have your answer on Padlet. And Padlet actually, you can register first, and then you can have your account. To avoid I cannot identify you, then you need to have your name and ID. Alright, student ID, and so that I will ask you to collect the answer possibly. For easy one, that's fine. If you have any possible answer, that's okay. And sometimes if you want to check accuracy, for example, 5 points. Accuracy, so okay, that's fine, not accurate enough, but still okay. Maybe I that you have 4 points. If everything is okay, then you have 5 points. Maybe you still have some problem, but still okay, then you have 4 points. And you have answer, however you fail to have the correct answer, and then you have 3 points. 3, 4 to 5. That says at least you have 3 if you have the answer there. Well, maybe this time it's hard to have the proper way to show the video smoothly. But in the past, I used Skype. But this time, I don't want to use Skype or Teams. Instead, I ask you to use Padlet, because Padlet will have the electronic wall, and so that it still can show the content. And I will change the way for you to have the presentation. And I have a microphone here and also this one. And if you want to have the presentation this time, it's easy. Just come to the front desk here. And so that you can have the microphone for you. And so that it's easy for us to have the sound. Okay, I will already have 2 microphones and this one. And just feel free to have the speaking, and then I think we can have the suitable volume for the recorded video. Well, that's it. So this one, maybe I skip playing this. And next one is NTU EMI course, and let me try to adjust the volume.
Ready? We're going to start this class. Alright, so today we're going to focus on homework 2 and talk about some answers. So once again, there's no correct or wrong answer. It doesn't include.
And Sam, I want to jump. Alright, so at least there you have the slides, right? If indeed you want to check, you can check it later. And actually, I just want to, there you have the reference here. What do you think? The EMI in NTU, and currently we have EMI in NTUSD. In fact, I just want to let you feel everything's okay. Even we are a class in NTUSD, we still can have the similar situation like that one. But a year ago, one of our students from Europe, I tried to seek possible feedback from some of you, international students, that we know. Okay, professor, is it possible to have a pass like this professor? Well, I let you know, to take care of the listening ability of Taiwanese, I cannot speak fast. Instead, sometimes I should speak slowly. So about this one, I think you should understand this. And hopefully you can understand the current path should be okay for most of the students in the classroom. Alright, that's it. So this one, even I prepare, but I just check quickly because it doesn't mean we need to check the whole video here. Well, yes, it's time for you to let me have further comments. If yes, you just write it down. If no, you can mention no. And for all the feedbacks here, in fact, you need to key in so that we have the possible feedback from you. Even it's simple, but you need to have your own feedback on whole article. And I don't know this master, just that you feel the style of our classes. And next week, I possibly try to collect the records for you. I saw that we have attendance checking. We have the participation. And this method will just let you feel, okay, what it looks like. And hopefully you will be familiar with all of the possible activity. And because of time control, sometimes I should use a timer to control the time. Of course, right now, I skip it. Well, up to now, no. So actually, no. All right, fine. Okay, not yet, that's correct. It doesn't mean no comment or no question, but not yet. And let me check, not finished. Okay, so let me move on to the next one. All right, so this one, in fact, for most of Taiwanese students, I try to have some possible resources for you. And first of all, I already have the past recorded videos on YouTube for your reference or viewing. That says, I use, I forgot the name of the software. I use that software to have the recorded video. But this time, I changed it totally to YouTube streaming. Alright, and you can check the hyperlink there so that you can look at the possible video in English. And we will have our recorded video for this semester. And this semester, try to set time I use streaming directly. Even finally, I will have the minor editing. Try to try to remove maybe part of the head of the video and tail of the video, and so that we can have that one. And also I already have a subtitle, but this time we don't have a live presentation. And this actually, I don't know, approximately a year ago, we have the possible function live presentation, but this time no. And in fact, for maybe 20% Taiwanese, you may check this one. Condensed version of each week's lecture in Chinese on YouTube. For example, I plan to have that one tomorrow. But because of my time, I don't have the fixed time slot. But I plan to have it tomorrow, that's it, Thursday. If everything's okay, I will have the possible lecture in Chinese. I just repeat the content I discussed within the week. Alright. So if you want to check that one, feel free to check it. Or maybe if you think you cannot join the streaming online, still you can check after the video ready on YouTube. That's fine. And yes, we have the past videos for the previous semester. If you want to check for the preparation of attending the classes, that's fine. And as for the others, actually, for our college, EECS, sometimes they provide some program for you about language. So you can try to consider the possible event provided by our college, EECS. Or maybe you can use Grammarly. If you want to listen some discussion, my suggestion, you can try to check Cambridge Tech Talks. I feel it's okay, so that's why I suggest this one to you, Cambridge Tech Talks. Or maybe you have your own way. For example, if you have fast food, if you want to practice speaking, you can try to check the possible service on fast food speak, right? So you can try to check those as well. Well, finally, I ask you to seriously consider the suggestions here. We have resources. If indeed you need to rely on some of them, yeah, feel free to use those resources. And actually, about efficiency of my English, sure. Do not expect proficiency in English of mine. Even if you think, okay, that's good, but I should understand. And yes, I understand from native speaker, maybe I still need to improve. However, at least, I expect you do not expect my proficiency in English sometimes. After now, maybe it's still okay, but sometimes talking about the technical part, technical content, sometimes maybe you feel, okay, why a bit slow there? That's correct, because we need to have the clear content delivery to possibly every student. And about accent, right now I'm not sure if you feel I have a mild accent or not, but you should understand we have students from possibly many countries. So should we expect to have the standard accent? No, really no. So that's why I think you should be familiar with my specific accent and try to follow my own way so that you can understand the content for the course. So do not blame me for my accent. Recently, maybe a week ago, I provide maybe a workshop for TAs. One TA say, okay, professors or lecturers have their own accents. So even for TA, they still expect the clear English. I do my best to have the clear English. However, if you expect to have the beautiful accent, sorry, maybe I cannot do that for you. However, at least try to be familiar with the current accent of mine. And for you within the classes, because we have activity, and try to have your own chance to have the way of presentation or speaking freely, or maybe even you want to have the discussion with your neighbors. You just feel free to speak. Maybe a few rounds later, then you think, initially you think you are shy, but finally you don't think so. So try to have your own chance to speak. Well, that's all. And finally, this one again, I already have the playlist. And same, this one already have a 3 minutes to check. And you can check the QR code. It's a playlist. What kind of skill I try to use, and so that why I use those. In fact, I try to let you know and try to help you use those. It doesn't mean all of us have those tools, pedagogies, but we will have those. Once we reach them, you should understand, yes, we have those tools and pedagogies. So we still have 2 more minutes to check. So sure, I just there you have a possible pedagogies tool. And it doesn't mean I ask you to check all of them. I just want to let you know we may have some tool to help you, and we may have some pedagogy for the discussion. And why we want to have those pedagogies? Because we push you to have the discussion, and so that you can join the possible activity that you have, and so that your engagement will be better. All right. Well, so up to now, maybe that's all the discussion about negotiation. Well, for all of you, I should have the proper negotiation with you, and so that you can follow my way, right? Well, that's it, and this is the discussion for the second part of, I call the syllabus. It doesn't mean it should be the syllabus, but I call it the second part. From chapter 0, maybe it's the extended version of the syllabus.